We're standing in the garage of the ambulatory clinic of the College of Veterinary Medicine here at WSU. We're speaking to Dr. Frank Bracken, who is connected with the large animal clinic. Dr. Bracken, I wish you'd tell us, first of all, something about the relationship of the clinics to the College of Veterinary Medicine.
We're a part of the Department of Veterinary Medicine and Surgery, and we deal with the juniors and seniors in giving them a practical finishing of their schooling. We have 3 clinics: the ambulatory clinic, in which we are now, the large animal clinic for the treatment of farm animals that are brought to the college, and then the small animal clinic for household pets, dogs and cats.
Yes, I suppose people do wonder about the difference between large animals and small animals. You make that breakdown pretty much between farm animals and pets, then, don't you, regardless of size, more or less?
That's right. We handle the dogs, the horses, the cows, the sheep, and the pigs. The other department, the other section handles dogs and cats, and the boa constrictors and so on, we try to shove off on them then.
Well, Dr. Bracken, could you tell us, first of all, something about this ambulatory clinic and the service it provides?
Well, our ambulatory clinic is used for farm call work, and I believe it can be better described and discussed with you by Dr. Levon Koger, who's in charge of that section, and he's with us today.
Fine, thank you. Dr. Koger, come in, please, and tell us about this piece of equipment that we're standing in front of and the service provided by the ambulatory clinic.
Yes, this is one of 2 outcall units, radio equipped so that it is in constant contact with the office for emergency work. It's equipped to go on the farm or wherever veterinary service is required and render that service. We have here a compartment which contains hot and cold running water, a refrigerator, a sink, towels, equipment to go along with it. There are other compartments for the storage of drugs and equipment, such as you see here for large animal work, the ball and gun, hoof knife, ropes, supplies that are necessary to render this service on the farm.
Largely, then, your work is taking these 2 pieces of equipment out to dairy herds and beef ranches and taking care of those herds, I suppose.
Yes. We are accompanied by groups of students, 2 or as high as 4 or 5 students go along on the call and perform the work as clearly and as closely to the conditions they will confront in actual practice.
All of your ambulatory service, then, is a training program as well as a service to the farmers of eastern Washington.
Primarily, it is a teaching medium. Actually, however, in effect, we must maintain a practice on an economic basis, and we render this service purely on an economic basis. Charges are made for mileage and for drugs, and a fee is charged for veterinary service. The students participate in this and are trained to do the work as they will have to do it in actual practice. Our average radius would be about 35 miles, and I understand in the last year about 20,000 animals were treated.
Thank you, Dr. Koger. Now we will move to the large animal clinic.
Now that we're in the large animal section of the hospital, I should possibly point out the first room that animals view on arrival. This is our reception room for examining the animal and deciding what we're going to do with it. The stocks you see, such as the one at the right, are for restraint purposes. A horse is brought into this stock and fastened, and we examine him. Moving a little further over, you will note that some of our equipment for treatment. The first piece of equipment is an ultrasound machine for treating injuries. The second piece of equipment is also for injuries. It's for applying heat and cold. Then going a little further to the left, we have a stock for cattle, and cattle are examined in the same room with horses. Just off the large animal reception room, we have a small blacksmith shop. We have the usual blacksmith equipage. We do not do routine shoeing. This is for special shoes for animals that are lame and require a special type of shoe to correct the lameness. Since this is an enclosed room for doing the blacksmith work, we vent it with an electric hood. Many of the animals treated in the clinic cannot be handled in our reception room. This applies particularly to range cattle that are not used to being haltered. Therefore, we have a pin and shoot area, and that is the section that this bull is in at the present time. We keep cattle in here, and they are funneled from here on down into some chutes. Moving on from our pin and shoot area, this should give you a view of the hallway leading to our barns and our surgeries and our various work area. You notice that the hallway is large enough that trucks can actually be driven in if we have an animal that cannot walk in by himself. This is a view of one of our housing units. We have 4 barns composed of box stalls and small animal pens for handling of the farm animals that are brought in. Many of them are sent home immediately, but then some of them require treatment for several days so that we must house them. Our barn system will handle approximately a top number of entries of about 60 head. We average around 40 to 45 head continuously through the year. Perhaps you might be interested in 1 or 2 of the cases that we have in the clinic at the present time. This one is in this box stall, so we'll take a look here. This cow was brought to the clinic 5 days ago having trouble calving, and we had to do a cesarean section on her. This is not uncommon with cattle. You notice that we used a flank incision. We salvaged the cow. We did have one problem, that the calf was dead, but at least the cow has come along all right. The cesarean section is a rather common piece of surgery for cattle. The approach varies. Sometimes the incision is on the midline rather than the flank. Depends on the man who's doing the work. This is one of our large animal surgery rooms, and the first piece of equipment that you're looking at is an operating table for large animals. We bring the animals in and stand them parallel to the table. Then we have bands that are placed around the animal's body. We have foot ropes for all 4 feet and a headboard for confining the animal. At this stage, then, the table works hydraulically, and it is laid back so that the work being performed on the animal is when it is flat on the table. On completion of the surgery, then the table is raised and the animal walks off. Now, this is used for various types of surgery. In addition, you'll note that we have a horse in a stock. This horse is in for surgery on the patella. We'll be cutting a ligament of the attached to the kneecap of the horse. And for this type of surgery, we do it standing. We'll give this horse a local anesthetic, and he will feel nothing, and we can do the surgery without having to work with him on a table or other means of restraint. Many animals, this is the ideal approach for doing surgery. Now, stepping a little further over, we have a third approach for restraint of animals during surgery. This is a special room for doing surgery on animals that that it's not practical to put on a table or to do standing, such as we talked about. If you'll note, this is a padded floor room. The floor is actually made up of 2 inches of foam rubber covered by a rubber protective matting. And for surgery in this room, we bring the animal in, we anesthetize him, lay him down with the help of ropes, and surgery is done while the animal is down on the floor. When we're done, we simply remove the restraining ropes and allow him to wake up and get up on his own then.